think we're starting here. I think we are live now. What's up, dudes? I am a little early because I was just sitting here and I saw no good reason not to get started, so I got started. Now I popped out. Where'd it go? I popped out the comments. There they are. There they are. I'm going to put the comments behind the camera so that we can see each other. What's up, dudes? Let me know how it looks, how it sounds. You know, the usual stuff. All right, I'm going to unwrap a... You know, if you make a coffee early, just cover it with a little towel to help keep it a little extra warm if it's in something that can be covered with a towel like this right here. So how you doing? Happy New Year. I see a lot of Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, guy. Oh, that's good. That is a fresh pot of coffee. We are freezing here. I don't know how it's going where you are, but we're not gonna get above 28 degrees for at least another 10 days. And by next Saturday, it's going to be a high of 7 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. That's like what, minus 33, 34 Celsius. And by next Saturday, it's going to be like a high of 7 degrees and a stiff wind about 20 miles an hour out of the north. Ugh. All right, so let's check the board. Looks and sounds great. Everyone says it's good. Looks good. I'm seeing California just went by. Was it Hermit, California, or Hermes, or something like that? I'm seeing Perth, Western Australia, and Chi-Town. And what's up? What's up, Nathan, Larry? Sheen's Music. I'll give you an idea of where I am in the stream here. And yeah, it's cold there. Yeah. What's up, Scott? Cold in Maryland as well. What's up, Maryland? I believe it. 7 is very few. Yeah, it is. Hanover, PA. What's up, dude? Liverpool, West Virginia. Of course, Liverpool and West Virginia, not Liverpool, West. You get it. I'm from Sub-Zero, Maine. Yeah, see, you know what's going on. Yeah, it's 6 right here, -4 in Maine. Yeah, I think it's about 6 right here. I think it fell another degree. 12 degrees in the Big Apple. I was in the Big Apple yesterday. Slovenia, I saw New Jersey, Indianapolis, Ohio, Daytona Beach, Newtown, Connecticut, Windsor, Waltham, Oregon. It's going a little fast. Mansfield, New Zealand, Sao Paulo, North Carolina, Louisiana, and sunny Stoneway. East Dedham. Yeah, East Dedham is cold. What's up, buddy? That's one of my old stomping ground mates. That's like a little British there, I think. I'm seeing Florida, the UK, another Canada, and Ohio. What guitar is this? It's my Charvel. It's my Carvel. Colorado Springs, Scotland, minus 45 Celsius in Canada. Yeah, see? You know. You're up in there. You're up in the real stuff. New York, baby. I got Serbia and Enfield, Connecticut. Niagara Falls. Thought I saw Virginia and California go by. Newtown, Connecticut, Pleasant Hill, California, Greensboro, North Carolina, the UK, New Jersey, South Jersey, and Kilsyth, Scotland. That went by a little fast. Another Michigan, and Ireland, and Iowa, and Italy. What's up, Pacifica? And someone from Oslo, and Celsius. I don't speak English. Well, it's down there. Where do they meet up? Around -40, -42? The scales cross each other. That's a little trivia. North Carolina, I saw. Eugene, Oregon. How was Christmas? Christmas was great. We went down to New York to go see a play. That was the big Christmas gift. Saw SpongeBob the musical, and it was friggin' awesome. Simpson, Australia, I think I saw go by real quick. Montreal, Oslo, Missouri, Fort Wayne. What's up, Venezuela? Charvel fits the wall, right? Yeah, so you had to pick a matching guitar. Plus, it was the only one out front. You had to move a lot out of here to get this to work. Happy New Year's. I mean that. I saw an Alabama go by. Myrtle Beach and Queensland, Australia is assuringly hot, I assure you, because you're in your summer. See, we're peaking winter, you're peaking summer. It's funny how that works, the whole hemisphere thing. Saw Rhode Island, I saw Norway, I saw in Oregon, I saw in New Mexico, and green screen, no. That's real. That's real. That's real wood somewhere in there. You want any pointy guitars? Well, do the Ibanez count as pointy? Is the Ibanez officially a pointy headstock? I don't know. That's a debate, right? Yeah, the basement. Thank you. Someone said nice basement. I appreciate it. I did a little work here. Tried to get this. Hey, what's up? I see my buddy Robert Baker. Thanks for the kind words. Yep, I'm trying to get it. When you see it from the other angle, I think it'll look even better. Like, this is sort of my live angle, but I'll switch it the other way when I'm doing, you know, the studio shots, you know. So what are we doing today? That's a great question. We'll sort of go with the flow. I saw Cape Coral, Florida, and North Carolina. It's cold there. Yes, it's cold everywhere. I'm sure it's cold everywhere. You know what it is? There's a big, I see Pittsburgh, there's a big ridge of high pressure out in the Pacific. And that's pushing stuff up. And when stuff goes up in the west, it comes down in the east. Baltimore, Maryland. Nice wall. Thanks. Nice wall. I'm getting a lot of nice wall comments. Appreciate it. Very appreciate it. It's freezing in Toronto. It seems to be freezing everywhere sort of east of what? Montana? Even Montana might be freezing. It's, you know, only the very far west, I think, is getting a little warm. Wales. And Oregon. It's Oregoni. That's the Italian pronunciation. The wall of loud, yeah. Yeah, we'll get and it's a load-bearing wall. We'll talk about it in a little bit. What's up, bro? And, nice. I'm seeing 70 degrees in Los Angeles. Why, I oughta. 70, see, if you just put a point between the 7 and the 0, that's our temperature. Crank out a riff, bro. All right, here we go. I don't know what the hell that was. It's nonsense. A little bit of nonsense. I'm cold as hell, and I'm drinking a hot coffee, and you know how that goes. 36 Fahrenheit in Alabama. See, 36 in Alabama. That goes to show you, you know, it's crazy. Warm here in Southern Cali. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's the scuttlebutt. It's always nice there. Thinking of going from 9s to 10s, Steve. Do you think there will be any problems straight away? Maybe a little setup tweak or two. There might be a tiny setup tweak. Maybe. Not necessarily, but just check the relief on your neck and just make sure it's not a little too bowed from the extra tension. It probably won't be. But you know, that's a call you have to make. And if there, you know, if the tension feels a little too much, you might want to raise your accent just a hair, and I mean a hair, just to see if it makes it a little easier to bend. Guitar Center in Braintree closing. Is that true? Dan Parker, I'm calling you out specifically. Dan. Is that true? Is the one in Braintree closing? You know, it never seemed to be as busy as the other ones, and it was such a large store. And that's kind of a tough location. You're in like a, you act as like a roundabout for a parking lot, right? I'm sure you've been to that one. It's sort of bizarrely located. That would be, wow. That would be a wow. Yeah, I'm going to do a basement tour at some point, 48 Diamond. Problem is, I can't really do it right now just because I'm tethered, right, with the webcam. But what I'll do is I'll get my Robo gimbal and my phone, And I'll do a tour that way. That way it'd be nice and steady. Because even if I pick this up, there's no stabilization with this. And it would be like, you know, and it's so light, right? That, believe it or not, lighter things are harder to control than heavier things. One of the secrets to some stabilization is they just put weights on it, because it makes it steadier because of the gravity pull. So I will do a thing. And you know what? I'll probably do the tour in a combination with everything I did to actually make the wall. It's a load-bearing wall. It's literally up to code for, like, the exterior building of a house in Massachusetts, right? It's fully up to code. But I just did it because I wanted it to be strong, because I didn't want to have to, and you know, people out there who have plaster walls, right? If you're using gypsum board or, you know, sheetrock, whatever you want to call it, you got to put a butterfly in every time. It's always a, you know, what can you hang from it? Like nothing. It's not very sturdy at all. So I wanted a sturdy wall, and I got it. That is like full on, you know, 2x4 studded with a, you know, pressure treated base and a 1/2-inch oriented strand board for the underlay, and then this is just an MDF cover that you use liquid nails and brad nails to put it up, and I love it. One cool thing about it, and I don't know if it's coming off on the camera, is that, you know, they sort of tweak the sheen on it to really look like wood. It's not really wood, right? It's a friggin' decal, but it's super durable. They make it so that it's hard to scratch. And it's you know, I just thought a decent look. The name of it is called Antique Palette, so kind of is what it says it is. You know, I thought the wall was for cosmetic reasons only. It sort of is for cosmetic reasons only. I didn't need to build a wall, you know, for any reason. Well, I take that back. I wanted shelving, maybe, or guitar hangers. And I knew I couldn't do that with a concrete foundation wall there. You know, you got to put something up in front of it. And quite frankly, it just looks a lot better. And it hides a 4-inch waste pipe. So, you know, I got that. And the funny thing is that I only built the wall long enough to get to the next clean out on the waste pipe. I didn't want to get it behind there and have to put in doors to get in there and make it hard. So it only goes, I think, about 16 feet. 16 and a half feet is the total length of the wall. Then it takes the corner and it comes out 4 feet 10 inches. I was fooled. You thought I put all the pieces together. I know. It looks good. I'll give it that. It's got a good look to it. There's almost like little seams at the joints to give it, but it's not. They just make the exterior flat, right? It's an optical illusion using sheen, right? Varying levels of sheen, whether matte to shiny, and it works. It really does. Hi, Steve. You or Bobby have any more Chauvel's on the way? I don't. But I haven't seen Bobby in a couple of months now because he was busy with work, and then I got busy. We both got busy. And so we've been talking recently by text, and he's like, yeah, I got to come over. I got a bunch of guitars to show you. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're low end or high end or medium end. I don't know where they are in the spectrum. But he's got something new. He's got something. What's up, dude? New carpeting was... No, the carpeting's been here since day one. Hey, Steve, have you seen the new Chauvel Satchel Dinky? I have not. So, I saw a yellow tiger-striped Chauvel Sandimas-looking guitar on their Instagram. They posted it like twice in the last couple of days. And someone mentioned it the other night in the live show, I think with Tone King. So, clearly... You know, there's something going on between Chauvel and Satchel, and it's a perfect pair, right? But I haven't seen any official release, unless did they put it out on Instagram? How'd they do it? Hey, Frogleap, Leo, what's up, buddy? Happy New Year. Thanks so much for the well wishes. Much appreciated. Can you play any Satriani? Off the top of my head. Right? Right there? Or is it? I forget it. Boy, that's a Dumbledore pluck right there. And then of course, this is feeling a little lackluster. Why am I not getting? Yeah, that's a little low. That's weird. Is that in there? Yeah, that's in there. Is this getting affected? No. That's a little better. I could hear it was a little light, you know. Are you doing NAMM this year, Steve? I am doing NAMM this year. All booked up. Can't wait to go. Gonna be there on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I fly back Sunday. I almost feel like it needs more of like a dual, like a. Something like that. Do you still have the red Kramer Pacer? How do you like it? I still do. I have two red Kramer Pacers. I have the red Kramer Pacer from 1983. It's a C serial number. And that's great. I've been working on the electronics on it for about a year. I've got to go out to an electronics store. I put a couple of switches in this, and I don't like the feel of them. They're too sharp. I want softer, rounder switches, and I can get those over at You Do It. So I'm going to run over there and probably pick them up sometime, probably when it gets a little warmer. Like I said, it's like 7 degrees out, Fahrenheit. A little chilly. So I'll get that going, and I still have the red Kramer Pacer Classic, signed by Steel Panther. That's still around. J.K. Lee riff. It is so freaking cold in here. Let me pay attention to these. Woohoo, going to NAMM, Steve. If you see Brian from Shure Microphone, tell him Pete says hi. I will. Pixie, so is Kramer dead or what? I don't know. I think we'll know more after NAMM. You know? Yeah, I'm risking being robbed watching on an iPhone X walking through the Badlands of North Philly. Feel good if you know what it is. Oh, I know. Be careful. Stay safe. Hopefully it's too cold out for anyone to be bothered being out. What's up, Zach? And Happy New Year. Dive bomb. So Steve, what's your secret delay setting? You know what? This is, I'm embarrassed to say, I'd like to take credit for it, but this is just like a patch in TH3 called Dual Heavy Rig. Now, I might have added the delay, and my general secret is not to be mono. Like, it's, right, you want a little spread. That little spread makes a difference. going by a little fast. Let me see. Have you played the Schecter Sun Valley? I have. Great guitar. Very similar to the Kramer Pacer Classic, quite frankly, in terms of the neck profile. Very similar, I think. What gauge strings are on the Charvel? These are 10s. I tend to be 10s or 11s. Sometimes 9s, but it's pretty rare. Pretty rare. Steve, do you know any Tony McAlpine? No. Tony McAlpine's a really killer player. He's one of the old school Mike Varney guys, right? Just amazing. Yo, Jonathan. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Ken. What's your latency? Probably around 5 milliseconds. As long as you're under 10, you're pretty good. Under 5, even better. If you can. It gets a little crazy. Are you going to play the Diamond Hellfire tonight? Is it out where I could get to it? Yeah, I might be able to. It's not impossible. Might have to clean it up a little bit. Might be a little dusty, but I might be able to get to it. And that's a guitar of 2017, which is, you know, appropriate for the end of the year. Getting a lot of song requests. You know, I can't. You do better with with questions than song requests. Because most of the songs I don't know. You should shout out to Leo Frogleap. I already did. I already said, "What's up, Leo Frogleap?" He's an awesome guy. You know what? I will say that his. Oh, God. I'm having a brain cramp here. That band. You know that band. Rage Against the Machine. His Rage Against the Machine cover at GitCon at the very end, I thought was one of the highlights of the whole week. I think it was amazing. I think we were all like, damn. He's mic dropping that shit. That was friggin' awesome. Pixie Lixxx, what is latency? Latency is the time it takes for the guitar to actually be processed by my input device, go to the computer and get an amplifier and speaker and all the effects added, and get back out to the audio device to be converted back into an audio signal and out to your ears. And that's all, you know, that all takes time. And you know, latency really becomes an issue once you get past about 10 milliseconds, and it really becomes an issue. What's up, RNA? What's up, Peter Dunbar? Nice to see you here, bud. Are your fast pentatonic licks economy picking? Most of my picking is economy. I am horrible at the alternate picking. I'm just gonna come out right. I'm not good at it. I tend to go, instead of down up down, I'm not, because I'm already sort of in a down position, I tend to go down up down. I don't go right. That's more even, but I can't get speed out of it. Not like that. All right, enough of that. I'm just embarrassing myself at this point. But you get it. All right, it's like I find the economy picking, I can pick a little bit faster, but not as evenly. And alternate picking, I can't pick as fast, but more evenly and in time. It's a trade-off. I have latency on my NES, Super NES emulator. Yeah, there you go, see? It all becomes, yeah, see, someone wrote, becomes a noticeable distraction after 10 milliseconds. Absolutely. But I find once you get under 10, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And you get under 5 and you're in the zone. You get under 3 and it's like absolutely imperceptible. I think it's imperceptible really under 10. Maybe a tiny bit, but you got to be looking for it. Buy a Michelangelo video. I know, right? It's going to train your muscle memory, bro. Yeah, well, a lot of my muscle memory brain cells seem to be dying. They're staging a rebellion, I swear. Pixie Way, any way around hum from an ungrounded wall outlet, maybe a DI box, or you mean for like your amp or your effects pedals? Because I just got a thing from Rockboard, which is the sort of like effects and accessories company with Framus Warwick. And it's a battery pack, but you can leave it plugged in, and it just acts as a DC buffer, and that eliminates all hum because it's isolated. So I mean, it really is like the ultimate sort of, you know, hum reducer, hum eliminator, hum zap, or whatever you want to call it. You know, other than that, ground loops, you know, your ground lift for a ground loop. See you, Robert. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Hold on a second here. All right, that's nothing. Ooh. All right, can I get another one? Yeah. There we go. Don't mind me. I can't resist the call of the phone. Schecter C6 thoughts. You know, I don't know enough about the model numbers. I'd have to see that precise model number. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know them right off the top of my head. Steve, how do you like your 6505 Plus combo? I like it. I do have an aftermarket market speaker in it. I bought it used, and the guy had already put in an Eminent Swamp Thing, which is more of like a blues speaker. But it really makes the cleans really clean, and I think it takes a little bit of the harsh off the, you know, off the dirty side compared to the stock one I tried there alongside of it. So I like it. Quite frankly, I go through the software almost exclusively because it's just that easy, and it doesn't bother anyone upstairs. See, what do you think Angus should do with ADC? Should they carry on or call it a day? You know, that's his call. I think he's earned the right to make the call himself. And he's just got to assess it. Quite frankly, I think Axl Rose did a better job than any of us might have thought he could do. And I could see him maybe doing that tour again with Axl. But who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? I mean, was Brian Johnson coming back, or is he pretty much done at this point? We don't really know. So I think they've earned the right to do whatever the hell they want. Either way, I'm good with it. How much weight have you lost? You look much thinner the past year. I don't know. I try to mount cameras up high. It's a technique. I have lost a little bit though, but not a ton. My doctor wants me to lose a lot more. He's like Dr. Bring Down. He starts citing statistics of guys my age and mortality rates and you know, BMIs, and I'm like, dude, you're bringing me down, bro. Pixie Lixxx guitar picks do you use? I use these. I'm just making sure it's on cam. This is one of my Dawman picks from the fine folks over at Dawman. Really like those guys. I really like these picks. He makes them in a few different ones. I think you've seen like this. There's the first one's the clears, and of course the UFOs. And he might even, did he do one? No, it's the same thing. It's another UFO, and that's another shred line. But here, oh yeah, here's another one, another like shred line one. So you know, they're a very thick pick. They're not for everybody, but I really like the attack, and I really like the acrylic. And so far, I've been really digging them. I'm a fan. Yeah, sad about Malcolm Young, absolutely. Like the woodwork on the wall. Yeah, yeah, it's a new look. I'm happy with it. Steve, what do you think about slide guitar, and can you play any? I love slide guitar, and I can't play any of it. I used to fool around with slide a lot more when I was younger. You know, you could pick up anything. I'm looking for something I can use, and I'm not really seeing much. I got a pair of scissors. I have a Bosch laser. Something like that. That's using a Bosch laser tape measure. So I'm going to give the Bosch laser tape measure like a 2 in terms of its slidability. I would recommend probably either the Black & Decker or the Stanley. Get the Iwi out. Iwi's right there, brah. I guess I don't know if I have the software set up. No, I might. I don't know. That might be more for the start of April. Yeah, the Bosch endorsement's coming. Bosch, call me. Anyway, the Pixie logo picks for sale. I don't know, because you know we don't have a way to do it, but I do if he wants. Again, I don't make any money from this, right? But we do promotions where you get a discount and he throws in a pick, and I'm happy with that. I have no problem with that at all. So it's weird when someone else like makes money off your logo, and I don't think it's enough of a sale, and I don't really want to monetize that, quite frankly. I'd rather just give them away as much as I can. Pixie, do you know what the flux capacitor does? No, but when I was in New York yesterday, a guy had the car on a side street, and he was charging. Like, he had a DeLorean, and it pretty much looked like it, and he was charging like kids sit in it. He couldn't really charge; it's more like a tip. You know, it's sort of like his version of those Elmo and the, all those guys down there. I am running TH3. That's an alright sound, right? I think it works. Let me just, see, I gotta figure out the mouse situation. Oh, no, that's right, that's correct. I gotta figure out this mouse situation. It's like high and low. Why do you have an Iwi? You know, I bought it years ago as a lark, and it can do things that a synthesizer can't do. You can get a pretty convincing violin. I think the strings, I think the violin sounds more realistic, believe it or not, than the than even like the saxophone and the stuff. But and the trumpet. But that's just probably a matter of the sampling, right? Violin is a simpler instrument in terms of recreating it. But once you get into that with the breath, and you can really just get the vibrato going, it's unbelievable. It can be really expressive. The problem is you got to learn an instrument, a whole new instrument. Like, I'm having a hard enough time with this one. It's like, how many instruments can you do at once? And so I think I got it with all the greatest intentions, and I just never got around to actually learning all the fingerings. I mean, I can barely play that thing in like the key of C, let alone any other key. Abwad says, I ordered an Ibanez Jim a few days ago. Jim, nice. Are you in New York? You got that copy? No, I am not in New York. I was in New York yesterday, but I'm back up in Boston today. Hi from Holland. Hello, Holland. What's the yellow guitar in the background? That right there, that is a I think it's a 1990? Could be a 1989. I think it's a 1990 RG 550. May I please request you do a video of your current audio video setup all by itself, maybe more details, brand. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because I did one about like how to do it, and I did a more generic video, and everyone's like, "Oh, so this is what you use for equipment?" It's like, no, that's the equipment I used for that video, but my equipment's actually a little bit more robust. That was just a 2i2, and I used an 18920. It's the same thing, just more channels, but conceptually, it's pretty much the same idea. You know. What is the Porta Studio behind? I mean, this thing? That? This is my mixer. This is my Tascam. I don't know if you can see it. Check. You know, it's got. I literally have to look at it. I have one input. This stupid mic, because it's a funny thing. This mic is designed to be plugged into the side of a camera, right? The input on the camera is stereo. So if this was a mono jack, you know, on the output, you would only hear it in like one side, like the left side. So what they do is they put the same mono output, because it's only one microphone, to two bands, right? They do tip, ring, sleeve, and that ring is the other channel. And so instead of just tip, sleeve, they do tip, ring, sleeve, right? One more channel going through the wires. The problem is when I plug it into my Focusrite believes that that's going to be a balanced tip, ring, sleeve and not an unbalanced. So when it's unbalanced and it attempts to balance it, it cancels both signals out and you get no audio. You only get that which both sides aren't getting, which is nothing. So it gets all screwed up. So I had to like literally break this out and use this because it's the only one. I mean, I could probably find a smaller preamp or a DI box. But man. What's up, Quentin? Good to see you here, buddy. 87 RG 550. I don't think it's an 87 because it's got the painted headstock. I thought they were black headstocks. Even in 87, I thought it was a black headstock. And I thought like a year later, that's when they started to match the headstock colors. Right? Didn't they do 1 year with black headstocks? What do you think about Solar guitars? I haven't had a chance to play one. I don't think they're going to be at NAMM. I think that Tone King had it right. I did a live show with him. I think it was last night. And he was saying that he felt that Washburn is maybe moving away from electrics and maybe more towards acoustics. And that he just took off and sort of spun that line off, that electric line off from them. And he's using NAMM makers in Indonesia. So that's a really good, like, insider person to get, somebody, you know, there, you know, to do this. You know, somebody at Washburn to give him the hookup in the industry, right, that he just doesn't have. And that was huge of them if that's how it went down. And it just goes to show you that they're in, you know, the relationship didn't break down. They're still bros. It seems to me, anyway. They look good. They look like what the old Washburns were, but maybe a little bit more hard edge. I like that they're not gloss, believe it or not. I like the satin look to it. I think if you're going to see more and more satin, that seems to be sort of a trend right now. Remember when seafoam green was a trend? Everything was friggin' seafoam green. I think you're going to see satin a little bit more. That seems to be a thing right now over gloss. But I can't wait to try one out. I'd love to try it. I like that it's a little understated, and they're not too over the top. And if you, just to wrap that up, we're talking about Solar guitars, in case you're coming into this a little late. What do you think of Jet City Amp? I've only played one. I thought it was just okay. I'd like to play more. You know, I didn't think it was terrible. You know, I certainly thought it was okay, nice. But I wasn't like, wow, this is like the greatest amp, you know? So I'd probably have to check a few more of them out. It was a small amp. I'll give it that, too. It wasn't like a big Jet City. It was a small amp, maybe a 10 watt or a 15 or a 20. I don't even know. Hey, Pixie, have you played the D&M drive from that pedal show? Dan and Mick are awesome. I met Dan and Mick at the GitCon event. Didn't have a lot of time to talk with Dan, but I did speak with Mick one night down in the lobby over drinks, and super nice guy. I haven't had a chance to try it, but Keeley sent me some pedals, and I'm sure once I do the the videos on these, I could email them and say, hey, wouldn't mind checking out a D&M. And I'm sure they would be accommodating. So I'll make that on my list for 2018, because that I think that pedal has a lot of legs right now, right? It's got a lot of buzz out there. And if it's like it's an overdrive and a boost, right? And you can cascade them. You can go boost into overdrive and overdrive into boost. So yeah, check it out. Pixie, do you still own the ML7 Chapman? I do. Still got it. I did try to sell it a while ago, but, you know, I was probably asking too much money for it. And no one wanted to buy it. And I think they're selling them now, like their closeout stuff, right? Because they're bringing in the new line for about what I was asking for it. So I probably was asking too much money for it. But anyway, I don't want to give it away. So, but you know what? I like the guitar. I'm not a 7-string guy. It's just that simple. I pick up the 7 strings and I'm like, ugh, where the hell am I? You would think it would be easier, but it's not. I think I saw hello from England. What's up, dude? What headphones are you using? These are Sennheiser HD 558s. Check Norm's recent vids. All right. I think you took a Norm's rare guitars. What about Marshall Vintage Modern? I like that amp, the purple one, right? It's sort of like a little bit beefier, well, like Plexi, right? It's supposed to be a little bit vintagey, a little bit modern-y, hence it's a vintage modern name. That one always caught my attention. People tell me that I wouldn't like it, that the gain would be too low, but maybe I could just throw a little boost in front of it and I'd be fine. But they're saying no, get like a DSL or something like that. They're like, you'll be happier with it, but I don't know. Steve, what software are you using? I'm using TH3 by Overloud. Hello from France. Hello, France. Pixie, love the new digs. Thank you. Very much appreciated. What model Focusrite did you use? Well, do you use? I used the Focusrite 18i20. Unfortunately, I'm using Gen 1. I strongly recommend you get Gen 2. If you can, you get updated mixer software. And you get better preamps, I think. The pads are better. Better preamps. For guitars, anyway. Pixie, Coke or Pepsi? Coke. Please, that's not even a contest. Pepsi's too sweet. And I only like regular Coke. Coke Classic. I don't even... Do they even call it Coke Classic anymore? Or is it just back to Coke again? But, yeah. Coke. How much are you asking for the Chapman, may I ask? $475, I think. I think they're up like $4.99 on the clearance, so I was pretty close to like retail. Sorry. Anyone here played the new Supro stuff? You mean like from the last couple of years? Yes, and it sounded amazing. I really like that. Can you tell us about the mixer next to you? Yes, this is a Tascam TM. TM stands for Tascam Mixer. -D for digital in 1000, because they also made, I think, a 4000, which was this big sucker. It's a digital mixer, so it takes analog ins, and I can go out by not ADAT. They had their own standard called TDIF, and you could do a TDIF to ADAT converter. And I used to run it with my TDIF, but TDIF is a dead standard, and it does not have an ADAT out on it, right, to do 8 channels. The Focusrite has an ADAT in. So if it was ADAT, and technically I could convert this from a TDIF to ADAT using a converter box for about $100 to $150. I could get 8 channels of pure digital simultaneously into the Focusrite, and it would add 8 more analog channels to it. But that's a waste of time. I'd rather get a like a Dynapre, an Octo Dyna Octo, whatever that is. The preamp with the dynamics built right into it. That's the better, I think, path for having a Focusrite. Just get another Focusrite, you know. And but this was a Christmas gift from my wife in Christmas 2000. You know, might have been Christmas 1999, but I thought it was Christmas 2000. These were like $12.99, and then all of a sudden they were $9.99, and then they were blowing them out for like $4.99. And when we went to buy one for $4.99, they had a bunch of open box they were doing for $3.99. She's like, I'll get it for you. And so I got that's why I married her. Buying me digital mixers. I bought yeah, so, you know, that's been around for a long time. And, you know, it still works. Pixie, you're going to get a soloist after you get a PRS. That's the other one on my radar, right? The Jackson soloist. All that pointy headstock goodness. Got it. Chuck! Dude! Bro! Thank you so much. That's massive. That's very much appreciated. We were just talking the PRS. Someone just said, what's the best DI box? I think most people would say radial. Radial DI boxes, but get ready to open your wallet. But Chuck, I can't, hold on, I don't want to get distracted here with radial direct boxes. That's super awesome, dude. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. That's awesome. Steve, pizza or Chinese? Oh, well, that's a mood thing, but it's hard to turn down the oh, geez, that's tough. I'm gonna go because I recently had pizza. I'm gonna go Chinese because probably that's one I haven't done in a little bit. We got a good Chinese restaurant around here too. God damn it, is it good? Shave a beer on me. You got it, bro. Although it's too cold to have beer right now. It's like 7 degrees out. But I will, and I really appreciate it. That's huge. And you know, I pay my own way to NAMM. You know, that's like $1,500. I didn't do a Kickstarter or anything like that, you know. So this all helps, right? It's you know, running a channel is death by 1,000 paper cuts, so it helps, right? These are like bandages to help me out. I really appreciate it. Is Focusrite an easy interface for a recording beginner? I think so. I think they're pretty good, pretty straightforward. I know my 2i2 up in the attic I have no problem with. I have a little rig up there. I have an i5, a laptop, and I use the 2i2 with a Squire Strat. So when I'm up there and if I'm trapped up there, they're having some kids party down here, I can just go up there and escape. If I'm down here, they're stomping all over my head. So I have to go to the attic and just escape it all. And, I mean, I got a, you know, big giant projector TV up there. So, I mean, it's not that bad. But I use the 2i2 up there, and it works fine. Again, I would get second gen. The 2i2 first gen, the preamp isn't as good as the second gen. Love your shows, man. So down to earth. Thank you. Very appreciated. A good Canadian Shakespeare 365. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Place looks great. Thanks so much, Kevin. I took some of my PRS fund and I tied it up in wall stuff, but I think it's a welcome improvement. Pizza is kryptonite, I know. Pixie, I'm thinking about doing it in my basement. Do you have heat in yours? I do. So we have a 2-zone air, forced air heating. And so we have 2 large trunks coming out. And it has what are they? There's a name for it. It's not a baffle. It's not a gate. It's not a vent. What the hell? Oh, it's killing me. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's killing me. Someone will know it. The real name for it. And it's basically, it opens and closes the ducts automatically to feed the different trunks. And right at the end of one of the trunks, they just cut in an open vent. So it blasts down here. And I need it. And believe it or not, I actually run another fan down there that blows up because so much hot air just gets trapped up in the ceiling over there. I put a fan, it's a pedestal fan, and I just put it up and I have it just blowing into the ceiling and it circulates it. The temperature in this room went up 5 degrees when I did that. It went from like 65 up to about 70. Damper. Thank you. No, it's a damper. They're right. You know, because I remember they called it. I remember paying for it. It was a damper. You're right. Not a diverter. That might be more of a UK thing. No, in the US we call it a damper. That's right, a damper. That's exactly what it is. And what it is each trunk has a damper on it. And what happens is one of the trunks damper opens and the other damper closes, right? And so forth. And yeah, that's it. It's dampers. It's a set of dampers. And it has a control box, a logic box mounted on the side. It's a Carrier Infinity. Triple burner. Went triple burner, bro. It's got like 96% efficiency. So, where's the KISS poster? It's still on the wall over there. I don't know if I'm going to do the KISS poster. What should I get for a poster over here? I have a whole bunch of Simpsons artwork and stuff. I have a Berkeley Breathed signed Billy and the Boingers, Death Tongue, Billy and the Boingers poster. I've got some rare vintage Simpsons posters. I got the KISS poster. Although see, you know, those are under fluorescent lights like I have right up there, and boy, the fluorescents just give out a lot of UV. Just really just rips the shit out of them. So I'll figure out something. Yeah, new walls. Yeah, hot water baseboard. That's radiant heat. What would even be better is if we put the radiant under the floor, which we could do. It's all wide open up here, but that's pricey. It's a whole different burner. Yeah, the wall. There you go. You gotta put the wall on the wall. I love it. Judas Priest. That's a good Zeppelin. You know, poster of the month. Yeah, just switch it out. That's a great idea, actually. Hendrix. I have a killer mural poster of Hendrix over there. It's enormous. What am I seeing here? Yeah, posters are very 80s. I could do some artwork. Like I said, I've got some. I have like original cell drawings from The Simpsons. I was a kind of an art collector. And when I say art collector, I mean like ridiculous pop culture art. Like very low money, right? 40, 50 bucks a piece. We're not talking like, you know, expensive stuff. But I amassed a little collection over the years. I've got a lot of Mad magazine art. I've got Don Martin original art. I've got Sergio Aragonis original stuff. I have an original Al Jaffe fold-in. It's enormous. He did it on a big poster board when they did it for Mad. So I got that Neon Pixie Lixxx logo. I worry about neon. I can get a neon out of China. I can get a neon Fender sign, right? For short money, like 40 bucks. I worry it's going to cause a big buzz. I had a neon sign when I was a kid. It made all my electric equipment buzz. It put out a crazy EMF. So, I don't know. Nude lady posters. Look, I can't get demonetized anymore, okay? Nude lady posters. Something from SI swimsuit issue. McMars. Well, could use a New York Jets. Why, I oughta. Yeah, how they doing? How about the Boston debut album cover? That's a great... I love that artwork. You can have an acoustic treatment panel with artwork. Okay, check out GIK Acoustics. Okay, I will. Greetings, Portugal. An angry Gene Simmons. What's your oldest guitar? Good question. My 73 acoustic? The Aria might be, I got in 74, but that actually might be older. I don't know when the acoustic was made. That's a good question. I think that's my oldest. My Ibanez Artist is a 1980. I think 72, 73 might be my oldest, roughly. Patriots poster, yeah. Just to anger the masses. I've come to accept that the Patriots are only loved in New England. It happens. It's the price of winning. AC/DC poster. I didn't get demonetized, but the thing is that they look at it on a case-by-case basis, and if I had like a nude chick up in the back, I'd be demonetized instantly, and that would never be coming back. Yeah, YouTube-friendly content fail chart. Exactly. Yeah, we're going to have pictures of nude women and open drug use. Maybe a couple of violent scenes. It's like, you know, it's like just the whole cornucopia. Yes, album art. I love that. Some of the best album art out there, right? Or who was the guy who used to draw the crazy car, right? The monster cars. I love those back in the 70s. Love that dude. Was it Mousy? I'm trying to think. Pixie's signature guitar. What are the specs? That's a great question. I don't know. It'd probably be it might have to be a maple neck. I don't know if it's going to be maple fingerboard or rosewood fingerboard. That's a tough choice. Or even ebony. God, I do like ebony too. But that's tough. I don't know. I think it's going to be single, double, or just single, double. Right? Well, like the Joe Satriani. I like a single coil in the neck. You know. Oh, a Billy Bass. A Billy Bass. Ratfink. Thank you. Ratfink. The Ratfink guy. Ed Roth. Ratfink. Yeah. See, people know. Yeah. That was, I love those, right? Was that the best? Or who didn't have one of those t-shirts? And you remember, God, I used to have all the Crumb stuff too. Freewheelin' Frank. Right, that was, right, Phineas, Freewheeling Frank, Freddy the Cat. There was a whole bunch of those out there. All those sort of like alternative cartoons, right? Alternative comics. Hold on. Nice axe, Pixie. Thank you. I want to try a double single without a phase. It's a sound. Pink Floyd poster, no brainer, yeah. And I'm a huge fan of that album. I love The Wall, you know. Farrah Fawcett poster. Now you're talking. Got to get the Cheryl Tiegs one up, the Farrah Fawcett, you know. Geez, I'm spitballing here, but you know. Car from the Munsters. Top Cat. Fritz the Cat. That's what it was. Fritz the Cat. God, who remember the? Because you know that's a comic you would find. You know, I used to go to a lot of flea markets, and with my parents, and that's a comic you would find at a flea market all the time. Hey Pixie, Morgan amps. Any thoughts? I like them. They're a little clean, right? They're a clean amp. They're not what I would consider an overdrive amp, but man, they are good. You want to crank up an amp and get a killer blues tone. Those Morgans, man. Pretty damn good. Can you play the solo to Mother by Pink Floyd? You know, I probably knew it at one time, but I couldn't play it right now. I don't even know where to start. I mean, I can hear it, but... Last Jedi is the only Star Wars film I will watch just once. Sucked. That's so funny you say that. I am getting such mixed reviews. I'm getting a lot of people that loved it. I'm seeing very strong critical reviews, but a lot of people I'm getting fan reviews are low. Go to Rotten Tomatoes. Very high critic reviews, very low fan reviews. It's sort of an odd situation the movie finds itself in, you know? You mean Felix the Cat? No, I think it's Fritz. I think it's Fritz the Cat. There's a lot of weed smoking in it. There's a ton of weed smoking, if I remember right. Free Rail and Frank. Weed will get you through times of no money better than money will get you through times of no weed. You can apply that to anything. Guitars will get you through times of no money better than money will get you through times of no guitars. Right? It's a great statement. A little Scorpions. I think I hit my switch. Furry Freak Brothers. Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. That's what it was. The Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. The Freak Brothers. See, it's all a jumbled mess. It's like back then there was a lot of... Right, that's what it was. It wasn't Fritz the Cat. Fritz the Cat was an R. Crumb. But that wasn't the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers, right? That's a whole other... Was that also R. Crumb? See, I don't even know. Someone said Still of the Night. Yeah. A lot of tune. Fritz was a movie. Yeah, HR puffing stuff, yeah. I think Sid and Marty Krofft were puffing some stuff. Blackout pickup or EMG 81, 85 and chips and Les Paul. I'd go with the EMGs. I'm going to be honest. I like the blackouts, but they are just too hot, especially that blackout for metal. It is just incredibly hot, and it's just such a one-trick pony. I think you'll get more palette out of the EMG's 8185. As much as I like that, not the Invader. Reminds me of the Invader, right? It's like, don't get your watch there. It's like a little bit of a magnetic pull there, you know? Guitars of 2017 video coming soon? No. We could probably do it right now. Yeah, we just hit the 1 hour mark. Should we start Should we start pulling guitars out? Huh? That what we're gonna do? I'll do it. I'll do it. But you're gonna have to bear with me because I got to go off camera for a little bit and start digging them out. I'm trying to think, what was the first guitar I got in 2017? It might be the Mini Lotus, right? It might have been. I'm trying to think what I got before that. The Lotus, and then the Strat, and then the Hailfire. Help me out here, people. What am I missing? Let's do a live Guitars of 2017. I mean, what else are we doing, right? I just want to get it right, you know, and I like to do it in chronological order. And I'm looking around the room, and I think that's it. I think it's the Lotus, the Strat, and the Hailfire. Right? No, see, the Les Paul was October of last year. That was before, you know. No, see, the Les Paul Standard, that was October 2016. That's not a 2017 guitar. I didn't sell the Elite Channel Bound. I traded it for the Les Paul. That's how I got the Les Paul. It was a trade. Yeah, but the double neck Gibson, that's not a 2017 guitar. That's a 2011 guitar, 2010. That's old. See you, Peter. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Stay warm and careful out there. We got a little bit of snow here. You might be a little bit north of me, though. But I hope you're doing okay. Thanks, Black Corvo. Much appreciated. I'm thinking of making practice tube amps in the near future. Is there anything you think they must have? Controls, inputs, outputs, voicings. I like an effects loop. And I like a master volume and a regular volume, a gain and volume. I really hate it when there's just one volume. Because in order to get certain sounds, you got to really crank it up. So a master volume is always appreciated in an effects loop. Other than that, it's pretty wide open. Because, you know, I've heard 3 knob amps that sounded pretty good. Had a, you know, a gain, a volume, and basically a sweep tone, right? From very scoop to very, like, it takes the EQ from an arch to a scoop. But all right, let's look around. But that would be off the top of my head. I gotta have an effects loop. Gotta have, I think, a master volume. And beyond that, I'm pretty wide open. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to limit you. All right, rug in a basement that floods. Yeah, it's actually a it's not, it's one of those, it's not indoor outdoor, but it's sort of like, you see how flat it is, how matte it is, right? It's a special polyester. It's like rayon, it's like pure rayon or whatever. So if you use a wet dry vac, it pulls it up, and it's not really cloth, right? It's very plastic. So anyway, all right, what's up, David? Let me go grab, let's start grabbing guitars, okay? All right, here we go. Headphones off. Let me figure out, how am I going to do this? I'll figure it out. Hold on. unfortunately, I had a lot of dust down here. Oh, you know what? I have this cloth over here. I have this cloth. I can use this. Yeah, I did so much work down here. Oh, dude, thanks so much. That went by so fast, I didn't see the name. Hold on. PB Brown. P. Brown. PB Round. P. Brown 8734. Thanks, dude. Much appreciated. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm a little far away from the mic. I hope you can hear me. Much appreciated. I'm hitting the wrong mouse again. All right, here we go. I just want to wipe. It got a little dusty. You know, I did a lot of work and I didn't have these covered up too well. So, and I will need the strap. That's not a good look. I need a strap. This might be a touch long. Oy. Rock and roll. Oy. Yeah, I gotta lift this up. Okay. Okay. Now we will move this over here. And watch your ears. I'm about to unplug and plug. So, you know what? I'm gonna mute. I hope you didn't. Let me know if you heard that. You hearing that? Or did I successfully mute? I might have muted. And then I can unmute. Oh. I'm in. I'm muted. All right. Hold on. God. Sorry. I got my polytune stuck around the back. A polytune. Here's a polytune. Let's see. If that's C, that's going to be what? It's going to be F. If that's F, then that has to be A sharp. If that's B, that's really got to be D. And if that's F, that's got to be, E, that's really got to be G. And of course, I just got to tweak a little bit more because once you bring everything up, everything wants to be a little off. The live guitar tuning show. I got to do what all the other YouTubers are doing. I should do 5 hours of guitar tuning. 24 hours of guitar tuning. Oh, wait. Forget it. Then it's something like no. Is it no. Shit, I forget it. forget it now. G. Shit, I forget it. Shit. These something like that. I don't know. God. I hate it. I am just striking out. That's like a did it up. Ah, shit, I forget it. I'm out of tune. If you start to stretch these strings, it'll I just tuned it. At some point it levels out. The problem is that the little guitars have little leeway, right? Little changes make big differences on short scales. Anyway, there you go. All right. Let's switch this out because I'm just destroying that. I'm butchering that tune in a major way. Let's switch this out for the next guitar of the year, which I believe is the Strat, right? The blue Strat. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. All right. I will, now I'm going to learn this song because the next time I do a live show, I'm going to have that down on this guitar because, god damn, I can't let that go. I had it down at one point, but it's been a while since I picked up, you know, the short scale and was playing along to that tune, so it doesn't take much. All right, I will, I'll be back in a sec. I'll take this off. That's probably a good idea. And I'll mute this again. Mute. And this will go here. Again, a little dusty. Here we go. Dust it off. All right, here we go. This is the next guitar. This guitar came with some unknown surprises. I don't think I've mentioned it since I got the guitar. So we should talk about that. Someone's been in this pickup cavity. Hold on. Move that over here because it's easier. And got to plug it in. And we'll tune it up. Oh yeah. I'm floating out. You know what, I'm going to go down. Almost. Bear with me, people. Remember, you're tuned into the tuning channel. All tuning. I tell you, I love the light logic on the Unitune. There we go. Oh, wait. Wait a second. There it is. And I'm back. Here we go. Mute off. Yep. It's amazing how much thinner it is with the single coil. All right, so this is a 1965 reissue Strat made in Japan. So it's got like the logo, you know, the early 60s logo from like 60. They have that logo in 63, 64. It's definitely 65. It's got the binding on the neck. It's got a little bit of flaming. I don't know how much you can see of the flaming. A little bit. And it's an aged Lake Placid blue. I don't know what the pickups are. I do know that this last knob is not a tone knob. It took me a little while to figure that out. What the hell is up with this last tone? It's a master volume, a master tone, and basically an A-B switch. And if you have it off, you get the pickup selector. And I think if you turn it down, hear how that changed? So here it is up. That's the bridge pickup. This, hear that quack? Want to guess what that is? That's a hardwired neck and bridge, right? He wanted a big span. Whoever wired this up, wired this to be an AB. All the way down, you get these two pickups, and I think that's it. Right? Then there's the neck by itself. So when you're down, it's just hardwired, these two pickups. And when you're all the way up, you get the pickup selector and everything else. Kind of weird. So weird to go to this guitar after those other ones, because the frets on this are vintage and they're much smaller compared to the Charvel, of course, and even the Lotus has much bigger frets, much taller frets than this guitar. This is a very vintagey. Maybe a blender pot setup. I have one of my Strat. Yeah, it seems like that's what it is. I don't know if this is always blending the front, but I don't think so. I did a few experiments, and it seems like there's two settings. All the way down, which is these two pickups, and all the way up, which is everything else, and including the switch and all that. And it's weird, but that's what he wanted. I'm almost of the mind to pull these out and put in like they make a 65. I really like the 69 custom shops in my 60s player model, and I could be leaning towards those. Hello, Scotland. Jimmy Page played a 64 Lake Placid Blue Stratocaster at the Earl's Court shows. A little bit of no quarter, yeah. That's it. Is that in D or I think it's, or is it in D? Headbaker asks, have you ever considered a guitar with P90s? Yes, and I want one. I might be getting one from Harley Benton, but I don't know, because he said what he's sending me is a surprise. I did have a P90 guitar on the list. Maybe it's in there. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. It was at the top of the list. Maybe we'll take that in consideration. I don't know. But I did ask for a P90 Gold Top. Harley Benton. I'd love to check it out. Hello from Serbia. Love you, man. Oh, love you. Thanks so much for the kind words. Nice blue. Right? Nice. It's a, oh, she's a looker. Yeah, needs a wah. Right, right. I know, Pixie needs a little practice time. You're right. I am like, I have not played. You know what? I spent the last few weeks hammering nails. I do need, and then I went on vacation with my family. You know, it hasn't been a lot of time for guitar playing. I need some practice time. Plus, it's so friggin' cold. You know, you feel it. Son is buying me a PRS when I stop smoking. You know, that's a pretty good incentive. Looks like Lake Placid Blue. Yeah, it is, but they call it aged Lake Placid Blue, and I think if you look at it, it's a little bit lighter. It's just, I think, a tiny bit lighter in color. A little bit more white in it than the standard, from what I can see. You know. Oh, am I getting insta-texted? No? All right. Did you smash any fingers? Yes, I hurt this one right here, my middle, and it's a little puffy enough so that just bending it, I popped my middle knuckle out a little bit. It's like sort of like flopping back and forth because it's not good. So luckily it's this hand and not this hand, but it's of concern, and I've been sort of like squeezing it and trying to get the fluid out of it. I might have to, I don't know, put a splint on it. I don't know. What's up, dude from Argentina? Hello? You're up late, Argentina? You're up late. I appreciate it very much. Your tone is killing me. Yeah, it's a pretty good tone, right? Have you seen the new Eric Johnson Strats with the bound fingerboard and F-holes? Yeah, I did see that. It is a little wacky. I do like his bound fingerboard stuff. I like Is it Fire Mist Aqua or Aquamarine something? Like that one. That's a good color. They're a little greener than this, but nice. Is that a bug repellent bracelet? No. It's not a Fitbit. It's the shit bit. It's a Chinese knockoff, but you know. Actually, it's a pretty good one. It's by that company NAMM, which is a very large cell maker in China, and they got into the Fitbit business, and they're doing good. Hey, Cameron, what's up, dude? Thanks so much. You're looking well as well. Bon Jovi song, please. Got pedals. I know, right? As the world is officially frozen over. I have a pedal board stocked with pedals. It's a brave new world. It's like, what? Yeah. Oh no, I'll do that. And I don't know if you can see it. I got the Hughes and Kettner right there. You can kind of see the silver of the transformer right there. That's the Hughes and the Kettner. Originally, I might turn this corner here with the amps and just put the amp line this way. I don't know. Well, it's a work in progress. This took like twice as long as I thought it would, and about twice as much money too. Good thing too, or else I would have never done it. Looks like you've done some work to the basement a little bit, a little something. People are like, you green screening that? Yes, and this is costing me millions of dollars per second just to do this. You think that real-time audio effects by my Foley artist is cheap? Drinking Vine in the 2 a.m. in Serbia, watching Pixies. Nice! How about some Van Halen riffs to end this new year? All right. All right, someone's going by. You know any Rory Gallagher? I don't, unfortunately. He's such a killer player, too. I think Rob Scallon is here. What? Get out of town. All right, just for that, I'm going to do a Rory Gallagher bend, right? He used to do, I learned that from Greg Koch. He'd go like, he had this like sort of like a weepy bend, but that's awesome. Rob, thanks so much for stopping by, man. Really appreciate it. Dang, bro. Yeah, people will say it's a long delay. It is. It's about a 30-second delay from when I respond to what I see here and you actually get the response. So it takes a little bit. Play custard pie. My custard pie. No, I don't think I'm thinking of the right. That's not it. No, that's not it. I can't think of it. Sorry. But I like that riff. Dominant 7, right? Something like that. It's an approximation. Can you play The Rover by Led Zeppelin? One of my favorites. Yeah, that's it goes like something like that, right? Right. Yeah, he goes to the 2 chord. Yeah, there it is. Something like that. Oh man, what time is it? 8:36. Man, time is flying by tonight. You know, I do have one more guitar. Hey, Black Corvo, damn. I try to play the riff from K. I'm sure I can't, but I will remember that. You know what? Hold on, before you run off screen here. I'm gonna take a quick pick. I'm gonna take a quick pick of this. All right, I just did. All right, Pixie Riff Challenge. Try to play the intro riff from K. Pazzo from the Brazilian rock legend. I will look that up, and when I get it and I look at it, I will probably burst into laughter and say, "Oh yeah, no, I can't play it." Thanks for hanging out, Cameron, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. Love your riffs, bro. You got the shred. You got the riffs. The Steel Panthery riffs. He's the new guard, man. He's the youngins coming up. You know any Yngwie Malmsteen riffs? No, you know, Yngwie was one of those guys that I just said, you know what? Just don't even try. Right? Well, it's just going to end in disappointment, okay? Just, you know, stick with your blues-based pentatonic riff dudes because, yeah, I never really got the Yngwie stuff at all. Cheddar Kung Pao, the 594. Feel like that's sort of code. Have a beer on NAMM on me, or maybe half of one. Yeah, at NAMM beers are $18.50. No, they're not that bad. They're only 18. George Lynch and Warren DeMartini, both killer. You'll burst into laughter indeed, I'm sure. Some Wild Cherry. I don't think I know any Wild Cherry. Is that? Is that? Is that what that is? Is it? Is Wild Cherry the one that did Play That Funky Music, White Boy? I think it might be. I don't know. Which was written sarcastically, right? Like their one hit was a joke. They were more of a rocker band, and they wrote that as like a spoof, and it was their biggest hit. You know? All right. I think it's time to switch up to the Hailfire, right? We got to get that third one in. This will be the last guitar of 2017. So let me just move the Strat. I'm going to go grab the Hailfire. I'll be right back. Now let me mute this. Oop. And this and that. There. Catch ya. Again, I gotta wipe her down a little bit. Got a little dusty in here with all the construction. All right. And go like that. Probably have to bring this up a little bit. That. Something like this. Get this over me back. There you go. There you go. Ah. Okay. Is it too high? It's probably okay. I'm feeling a little bit like the what's this level of height? Like a music student, right? Music major. I have it set to music major height. Alright, well that's just a straight up D. That's a C sharp. You know, I'm going E. We'll give it the snappiness of an E, though I swear this was probably, this looks like it was set to E flat. Yeah, it was definitely E flat. And then got to go once around the horn and then one more time. And you're usually pretty good after two. That's a little. Just a hair. All right. I got to plug it in. It's close enough for rock and roll. And right there. And that's on, that's down, and we can unmute. Yeah. The action on this is actually a little low for my taste. Great for picking in, you know, that kind of like single note stuff, but when I go to bed, that's not too bad. Oh, maybe I'm getting used to it. There we go. Yeah, sick guitar, right? The Hailfire. When I opened it up, I was all, hell yes. Let's see how many bad Hailfire puns we can come up with. That looks hella good. Volume knob, wah wah. And then you can pull this out and get the single coil, double coil, and the definitely a little tiny bit brighter, and then the sounds out right. Geez, you bend a couple of notes up 3 steps and all of a sudden everything's out of tune. Hell yeah. Oh, hell no. Yeah, they write themselves, right? Nines or tens? Oh, that's a good question. These feel like tens. That feels like a 10 to me. Steve, did you ever have a Jackson Dinky? No, you know, I never liked the Jackson Dinky because I'm a big guy. And, you know, I need a guitar with a slimming effect like this. You know, the Dinky was a 7/8 size, if I remember correctly, right? It was a slightly smaller body. And they just never did it for me. I did like the Soloist, though. I'll take a Soloist. Reminds me of BC Rich. Yeah, you know, it's rosewood. It's not ebony, it's rosewood. Definitely rosewood. And it's a, I think it's the JB and the Whole Lotta Humbucker. I'm pretty sure. You might want to check the website on the specs. Yeah, turn it to 11. Hold on. Oh. These are a little hotter than those Strat. The D, right? More Gary Moore riffs. Something like that. That's probably a little more shreddy than Gary would play it, but I can't help myself. I like to mute. Yeah, it looks like a Firebird, but you know what? It's got this cool like step down. So it's like this is the highest part, and then there's like 3 shelves. Oh, yeah, there you can see it. All right, there's like a shelf here, and then another one here, and then finally the last shelf right here. You know, and it's a totally like. Oh, there you go. There's good. Now you can. Boy, my voice has got a lot louder too. You can really see the book matching on the Spalted Maple, right? Which is a veneer, but because it's book matched, it looks super cool. You know, these guitars are, you know, $7.99, something like that. They're pretty inexpensive, pretty competitively priced. Play a Bob Dylan riff. Once upon a time, I dressed so fine, did the funky jive. Have a drink on me at NAMM. Can you check out the new 2-Rock? All right, hold on, quickly, before it's off screen. We'll take a quick pick. All right, just so to remind myself later, because this is all this chat goes away. I'll see, geez, he wanted me to check something out. What was it? Check out the new 2-Rock 4020 Classic Reverb. I will. Happy New Year, and to know me and all to peace. Thanks so much, BV Ninja. Super appreciated, man. That's my new secret. Just take a quick shot of the screen. That's really appreciated, man. And I will, and I will report back. I can probably announce now, I think when I get back from NAMM, I think for my opening live show for February, you know, the start of the month, I'll do another NAMM roundtable. And I'll bring in like Phil and Tone King and whoever else wants to join, Baker, whoever wants to join, and talk about NAMM, what they liked, what they didn't like, anything new. I might do it like I did last year, but only for a short period of time. So like for maybe like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I'll do quick rapid fire questions, and then we'll open it up to questions from the audience and do it. Because I think last year I spent too much time with my own questions and not enough from the audience, and people didn't like it. So we'll change it up this year. But I think we're going to do that again. Have a good one, AZD. Thanks so much for hanging out, buddy. See you, Andrew. Thanks so much for hanging, buddy. Is Philip in the house? Wait a second. Is he here? I didn't see him post, did he? Maybe he did. See you, Ken. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Hey, Pixie, all the super chat comments are saved. I'll show you where later. Oh, good. I didn't know that. That's good. I'm taking, like, friggin' phone shots. It's gonna go. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Okay, Pixie economics guy. I was an economics major. Why is there must be so high, much higher than the street price? Like, why even have it? You know what? That was a marketing game for the longest time to sort of bring up, to make the dealers look good. So you bring the price up and make it look like the dealer's constantly giving a discount. MSRP is sort of, I think, giving way to MAP, which is a minimum advertised price. It's a much lower figure. And I think manufacturers like to quote that. What they want to do is they want you to see it's got a $999 MSRP. They sold it to the dealer for probably $450, and the dealer's $500, and the dealer's got it marked up for like $799 or $899. So you go in, $899 regular price, $799 on sale. So you go in there and you're like, wow, it's $200 less than I was even looking at. And maybe it makes you want to buy it more. What they find is that when it's a higher price and people see that, they're turned off by it. So there's been a sort of a switch to more of like minimum advertised pricing because it's just a lower number. So people look at it and they go, whoa, it's $799. Not a $14.99 or a $12.99 list and it's going to sell for $7.99, or a $10.99 list and it's going to sell for $7.99. So that's where I think MSRP is sort of like it's a bit of a shell game. What's up, Newcastle, England? Leslie West riff. Right? Isn't that it? Something like that. I think I'm thinking of Nazareth. There's another riff, but that's not Mountain. That's Nazareth. So how can you still get it lower from MAP then? Because it can't be an advertised price, right? That's when they say, call me. Right? You just can't advertise it. But it's been known that in-store listing of the price is not advertising. If you have the price in your store and you have to walk into the store to get the price, most manufacturers won't consider that advertising. It's when you have it on your website. That's why they say it's a call for price, because they have it lower than MAP and they can't list it. And they don't want to list MAP. Sometimes they'll say MAP is $7.99, but call for price. Hello, Bristol, UK. Like the new look? Yeah. Yeah. And when I start to do the videos, you'll see it more, because you'll see it from this angle, which is more surface area. Electric Funeral. something like that, right? Is someone asking questions here? Rob Scowen, anything particularly crazy on that pedal board over there? Well, hold on. All right. For Rob, I will actually pick it up. Bring it over. As you can see, not all of them are connected. Let me make sure that these are pressed down. And yeah. I have Velcro on most of them. So what do you got? You got the Monterey on the upper left. Your upper right. You got your Cinders, got your Thunderstorm Flanger, got your Keeley compressor. That's the best compressor. This one right here, this Keeley, that's the stuff. Got the Flashback. I'll be doing a video on that soon. I got a tone print with them, and got the Ditto. I literally got it just for reamping, right? Because it's such a pain in the ass to like do a pedal demo, and people are like, well, you never play the same riff, so we can't really tell the demo. So I got that for just that, and the Seafoam, which is killer. It's a little bit of ADT, it's a little bit of chorusing, and you put it all together and you get the Seafoam. It's pretty awesome. Let's see if I can get this back up here without a tragedy on live. Whatever this is, live video. Here we go. So that's the rig for now. I got a few more around here that aren't on there, but that's a good run. How come yours has that cool truss rod? You know what? I think when it went from Diamond DBZ to Diamond, I think that might have been the time that they changed that. But don't hold me to that. But that might have been it. Might have been a little bit of a design change right there. Not really sure. Or just could have been what they had in stock. I don't know. Need to review that PV Viper Pro. That is on my bucket list. I will get to the Viper Pro before I lay to rest. I promise. Actually, I'm all excited about doing it now. The new studio look has really got me all pumped up to do it. So, yes, and yes. I just looked at the time. It's 8:58. I can't believe it. I'd like to go on, but my family might mount a mutiny. They've been known to do it. Though I think they're in the attic watching some Star Wars movie. Probably they like The Empire Strikes Back. I bet they're watching that. Going to bail, Pixie. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Sean, for hanging out. See you, Mark. All right, guys, why don't we wrap this up? I should probably call it a night because family. They have a funny way of wanting me to end at 9. He promised a Christmas song, dude. Don't fall for it. I know. Dude, I know. Again, The Wall. Once that project started to unravel, I was like, well, you can't stop now. But, you know, right? So I just had to keep plugging through, and then that's it. And then my wife booked a trip down to New York City for this week, so I was away, and that was the end of that. Did you lose your attic space? Oh no, I can always go back up there, but they're up there now. Basement tour, it will be here. Absolutely. This is the last show for the 17th. 2 more hours. I don't know. I'd probably need at least 2 more coffees. Cheers, man. Thanks so much for hanging out, Rob. You're awesome, bro. And I'll probably see you at NAMM. I'm sure I will. Great live, Steve Pixie. Have a great night. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. There you go. Have a great 2018. You too, buddy. Really appreciate it. And yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be freezing, man. I feel so bad for people down in Times Square. I was just in Times Square yesterday, and boy, they look cold setting up. It all looked cold. So stay warm wherever you are. I hope you're staying warm. Not you down in Australia. I know you guys. You're fine. People up here, though, boy, it's rough. See you, Green Meanie and Sick Hemi. Thanks. Happy New Year to you, too. Later, Mark. Thanks, 3-Card Monty. Thanks again. Made a mock-up of the aim controls. How do I show you? Just email it to me. Go to my channel. There's an email on there. They might make you enter like a, like a code, like, to show you're not a robot, but just send it there. That's probably the fastest way. All right, dudes. I will see you soon. Have a happy new year. Thanks so much for hanging out. We actually got through the guitars of 2017, which was a video I wanted to make, and it's great. So, awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out. All right, dudes, as always, you rock. No, you rock. And I will see you on the flippity flop. And have a happy new year. And I'll see you in 2018. And until then, as always, rock on.